JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, Royal Reed and Fritz Pinnock to stand trial. Chief Parish Court Judge Chester Crooks has ruled that former Senator and Education Minister Royal Reed, President of the Caribbean Maritime University, CMU Professor Fritz Pinnock, and several others will go to trial for the allegations of fraud brought against them. Law enforcement agencies in October 2019 arrested and charged Reed, his wife Sharon, daughter Cheryl, Pinnock, and counsel Kim Brown Lawrence during early morning raids at their homes in a coordinated strike, acting on allegations of financial improprieties in which funds were supposedly siphoned off from the university and the Ministry of Education. They were subsequently brought before the Halfway Tree Criminal Court and charged, but subsequently released on bail. Attorney Hugh Wildman has been lobbying the court to throw out the case against Reed and Pinnock on the basis that his clients were arrested by officers of the Financial Investigation Division, FID, which has no jurisdiction so to do, as they are purely an investigative body and not empowered to carry out arrest. Wildman has maintained that by arresting both applicants, the FID acted outside of his statutory powers, and therefore what it did was a nullity. New social pension program. Cabinet has approved the implementation of a new social pension program that will see non-pensioners aged 75 years and older receiving $3,400 per month with immediate effect. Minister of Education, Youth and Information Favour Williams made the announcement at yesterday's virtual post-cabinet press briefing from Jamaica House. These individuals should not be in receipt of a pension or any other retirement income, old age or disability benefit. To qualify for the new pension program, individuals should not be a resident in a government institutionalized care facility, should not be in receipt of social assistance through PATH, Poor Relief, or the National Insurance Scheme. The new pension program will provide $3,400 per month to each beneficiary and the index benefit levels to half of the minimum pension under the National Insurance Scheme, said Minister Williams. Cabinet has also given approval for increased benefits to government pensioners with effect from April 1, 2020. This will see persons receiving up to $41,667 per month getting an additional $2,300 per month, while persons who receive between $41,668 and $54,167 per month will now get an additional $1,800 per month. Also, pensioners who are currently receiving between $54,168 and $83,333 per month will get an additional $1,450 per month, and those receiving $83,334 and over per month will get an additional $1,450 per month. Maxfield Avenue war still rages. 2 more injured in latest shooting. 2 men were shot and injured yesterday in Rome, a section of Maxfield Avenue, in an ongoing war that has been plaguing the community for months. According to reports from the St. Andrews Central Police, the men were hit when gunmen traveling in a car sprayed the area with bullets. An officer on the scene said yesterday's incident stems from an ongoing gang war between Rome and William Lane. There are a lot of law-abiding citizens living here, but there are also those who are hell-bent on breaking the law. The people from both ends are very afraid, and we're usually doing constant patrols in these zones, but the criminals are sometimes ahead of us. We'll continue to patrol the space, the officer said. Other than a few persons who peeked over their fences as detectives processed the crime scene, there was hardly anyone in sight. Several businesses along Nelson Road, Russell Road, and Rosetown were shut tight, and the once lively spots are currently vacant of humans. A bar operator said that she has not opened her establishment since last week. Everybody afraid, and we all know it's a bar easy target for the man them, so it better me lose money than life. The people them now come out either, so it don't make no sense me open. Right now, I just hope the landlord understand, because not even dog now push out at daytime because them afraid too, she said. Despite zones of special operations checkpoints, Maxfield Avenue has been crippled by gang war for some time. Several persons have been killed since the start of the year, including a triple murder on Lincoln Avenue last month. A resident of Rome said many innocent persons have become victims. When them no care what them say, them just a fire. The two man them will get shot. Innocent youth them and me know others who dead. We don't know what them dead for. The amount of shot me here this morning, me think about 1,000 people dead. That show you said them no care with them a lick down, she said. $187 million contract awarded for repairs to Gordontown Road. Construction work is now slated to begin at the breakaway on the Gordontown Road in St. Andrew after Cabinet's approval of a $187 million contract to fix a section of the roadway that collapsed after heavy rains last November. While touring the area in December, Prime Minister Andrew Holness indicated that it will cost the government in the region of $200 million to effect repairs to the major road which connects several Gordontown communities to the corporate area. Speaking at a post-cabinet press briefing yesterday, Minister of Education, Youth and Information Favour Williams said approval to the contract means that the works will begin shortly. Cabinet gave approval for the award of a contract to NF Barnes Construction and Equipment Company Limited for the retaining wall construction works to address the breakaway along the Gordontown Road in St. Andrew in the amount of $187,662,532, said Minister Williams. The National Works Agency, NWA, last week announced that they had instructed the contractor to commence works by early February. The NWA said that the project entails the construction of a retaining wall in order to reinstate the roadway. The construction project is scheduled to be completed over 6 months. The design calls for the construction of a 71-meter retaining wall to hold the road embankment at the affected location, which will form the major part of the works. The retaining wall will comprise of both random rubble masonry and a reinforced concrete structure, which together will be approximately 21.5 meters high. A number of site visits and geological reviews had to be conducted at the site to inform the current solution, as the road embankment is located on unstable soil, said a release issued by the NWA last week. The section of road, which is located along the Pepin to Red Light corridor, failed in the vicinity of Stand-Up Hill following heavy, incessant rainfall late last year. Former Mayor backs call for return of SOE to St. James. In the wake of the recent spike in murders in St. James, Homer Davis, Member of Parliament for St. James Southern, has renewed his call for the return of the state of emergency, SOE, to curb the appetite in the parish for killing. We need to have something in place to restrict the appetite for crime. This murder appetite of these young people who are going around and doing all these shootings. We need sustained crime-fighting activities. And I think the state of emergency was one such mechanism that kept a lid on murders in the parish, Davis underscored. Davis was speaking at a recent media appreciation function hosted at Pier 1 restaurant in Montego Bay by the St. James Municipal Corporation last week. A former mayor of Montego Bay, he stressed that he would not hesitate to vote for the return of the announced security measure. As someone who is now sitting in the Parliament when that time comes about to revisit the SOE, rest assured that I'll give my vote in support of a further state of emergency, Davis said. The announced security measure, which was introduced in the parish in January 2018, has been credited for the reduction of murders, which spiked to a record high of 335 in 2017. Last year, the parish recorded some 127 murders, which were 26 less than the 153 registered the previous year. However, since the start of this year, the parish has seen an astronomical increase in the murder figures over the corresponding period in 2020. The SOE came to an end in St. James last August, and since then, there has been an upward trend in homicides, eliciting calls for return of the announced security measure in the parish. In 2018, when Davis was mayor of Montego Bay, he called for a further extension of the state of public emergency. After St. James recorded a significant decline in murders between January 2018 and January 2019 during the SOE, Davis, who decried the sharp increase in murders after it ended, called for the return of the measure. Then at the start of 2020, he declared that the people of St. James would rather be held hostage by members of the security forces in their own homes than be held hostage by criminals. Speaking at a virtual Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF press briefing on Monday, Commissioner of Police Major General Anthony Anderson expressed that high rates of homicides require extraordinary methods. If you want rapid drops in homicides, And you can do your research and look at anywhere that rapid drops have taken place. You use not normal methods, but extraordinary methods, uniformly. And if somebody can find me a version that is not that case, well, I'll be glad to hear. But you use extraordinary methods, and it's noted. I think in 2019, Belize's homicide rate went up. It went down 24% last year. They implemented states of emergency. No new COVID deaths. 177 new cases. Jamaica recorded 177 new cases of COVID-19 yesterday, bringing the total number of confirmed cases to 16,250. The death toll remains at 355. Of the 177 newly reported cases, there were 78 males and 99 females with ages ranging from 3 to 96 years. According to the Ministry of Health and Wellness, the cases were recorded in Kingston and St. Andrews 64, Clarendon 33, St. Catherine 30, St. Anne 24, Manchester 8, Hanover and St. Mary 4 each, Trelawney and Westmoreland 3 each, St. James 2, St. Elizabeth and St. Thomas 1 each. The country also recorded 37 additional recoveries, bringing the total number of recoveries to 12,174. Meanwhile, 19,974 persons are in home quarantine and 3,408 are in home isolation. There were 1,092 samples tested in the last 24 hours. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.